see that? It's almost like turmeric. Turmeric? Turmeric?
Turmeric.
Turmeric. It's almost like turmeric. Southern Portugal is predominantly known for its stunning beaches and resorts. But travel inland just a few hours and you find yourself very quickly in the middle of nowhere. With small villages like Mertola, a village that dates back to the Iron Age, sparsely dotting the landscape. Drive a little farther, beyond telephone pole after telephone pole crowned with a giant nest of white storks. And you'll reach our destination for this pigment hunting adventure, the Minas de Sao Domingo. This village, with the exception of the church and the mining offices, is comprised almost entirely of former worker housing from when the mine was in operation. It was also the first place in all of Portugal to have electricity. Although the offices had been turned into a small hotel, we were able to stay in renovated worker housing, though they asked that we not film the inside. The Minas de Sao Domingo have been mined since before the time of Christ. Originally tunnel mined for silver by both the Phoenicians and the Carthaginians, the Romans took ownership for over 400 years, expanding to include gold and copper. We're here at the Minas de Sao Domingo in southern Portugal, right on the border with Spain. And there's red everywhere. This place used to be a copper mine. And like with many of the kind of old mines that we visited, they've turned the rivers red with that pollution, and it kills all the animal life, all the fish life, all the aquatic life. But it's just red iron oxide. It's paint pigment. All these kind of tunnels through here. I'll show you. After the Roman occupation, the mine sat unused until 1854, when an Italian miner claimed the property and leased it to the English company Mason and Berry, who transitioned the operation from tunneling to open pit mining. When this place was booming, it obviously held such value to the town, to the people who lived here. And now it's just in absolute decay, but kind of finds a new value for people like us who just love this stuff. Old ruins, whether from the Romans or the Phoenicians or something more modern like this. This is absolutely amazing.
Initially, copper ore was the primary mineral, but following World War I, the demand for sulfuric acid increased significantly, leading to the extraction of pyrite as a sulfur source. The smelting and purification of sulfur, which requires substantial amounts of water, leached sulfuric acid into the local water table, contaminating the drinking water for the entire area and decimating local wildlife.
So we're at kind of the catch basin, the water basin of the mine, and you can see, hopefully you can see, how much red is in that water. It's completely polluted, nothing can live in it. But along with the red, anywhere there's red in this quantity, you're going to end up with whites that you can see over there. You're going to end up with oranges, and we just found a really cool spot where there's a bunch of yellow. See that? It's almost like turmeric. Turmeric. It's almost like turmeric. This is actually a really cool spot because, as you can see, again, we got a beautiful orange, but what's really cool about this spot is you can see these rodent tracks. Bird tracks, I can't tell. They're kind of all on top of each other, but they've done the work for us digging this out, which turns this very, very fine, which makes it almost immediately pigment. You know, we're of course hoping that it's not a mean rodent that wants to come out and bite me. We found a spot of orange here up in this little cave. See how orange everything is up in here? Can you see that? Like a really brilliant orange.
If you follow me, you know that I'm an abstract painter traveling the world in search of ancient pigments. What most people don't know is that before all this, I was a sculptor. I've spoken in past videos about the devastating personal loss that led me to my current painting process. It was also the event that took away my desire to create anything with any precision at all. So sculpting tools and clay gave way to my bare hands and splattered paint. Not only was that 3.5 years ago, but it was also 10 countries on 5 continents, multiple tribes, relationships, pigments, healing ceremonies, and spiritual rituals ago. With that, our next stop in Roussillon, France, and the resulting paintings will serve as the end of this series. There will be more details coming in future videos, but just know that our travel will only get deeper, go further, and become more immersive, and that ancient earth pigments will still be at the center of the pieces I create. I hope you'll follow along.